How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, an animated visual book summary by Alexander Sandalis. Part 2, 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Chapter 2, A Simple Way to Make a Good First Impression. When we try and make impressions on people, we think about, we go to great lengths, right? We'll go to great lengths to dress appropriately. We will make sure we apply some type of cologne or perfume. We want to smell good, we want to look good, we want to be presentable. We'll get our house in order, all these things to make a positive impression on a person. But often we forget about the one thing that we all have. We all have this one thing that no matter what we look like, we can exhibit. And as the expression one wears on one's face is far more important than the clothes one wears on one's back. Actions speak louder than words, and a smile says, I like you, you make me happy, I'm glad to see you. Why do you think dogs make people so happy? They're always glad to see people and almost jump out of their skins, so naturally we're glad to see them. A baby smile has a very similar effect. Imagine a room of people anywhere, a doctor's office, a train, at a house, people just sitting on their phones, group of people just not doing much, being antisocial with each other. Now imagine a woman comes in holding her baby, right? She sits down, the baby smiles up at you, you immediately smile back. I don't care how bad your day is, you're gonna smile back, because a baby smile is infectious. It's natural, it's authentic, it's genuine, there's no malice to it. And then maybe you start a conversation with the woman, and then maybe the person next to you starts a conversation with that person, and suddenly you have a whole room talking because of a smile. You know how people, you walk on the street, people, you pass somebody and you try and smile at them, a genuine smile of happiness, and they kind of give you this insincere grin. No, see, that doesn't fool anybody. Pretty much anybody can see past that. We know that is mechanical, and often we resent it. And we're talking about a real smile, a heartwarming smile, a smile that comes from within, that's natural. Even if you can't see the person, your smile comes through your voice. If you're talking on the phone with someone, often companies will tell their operators to smile. That smile increases the tone of your voice to be a bit more cheerful, and human beings are very perceptive and we can pick up on that. There's this really great TED Talk by Amy Cuddy. She talks about your body language shapes who you are.
Alex Todorov at Princeton has shown us that judgments of political candidates' faces in just 1 second predict 70% of U.S. Senate and gubernatorial race outcomes. I became especially interested in nonverbal expressions of power and dominance. And what are nonverbal expressions of power and dominance? Well, this is what they are. So in the animal kingdom, they are about expanding. So you make yourself big, you stretch out, you take up space, you're basically opening up. It's about opening up. And this is true across the animal kingdom. It's not just limited to primates, and humans do the same thing. So they do this both when they have power sort of chronically, and also when they're feeling powerful in the moment. And this one is especially interesting because it really shows us how universal and old these expressions of power are. This expression, which is known as pride, Jessica Tracy has studied, she shows that people who are born with sight and people who are congenitally blind do this when they win at a physical competition. So when they cross the finish line and they've won, it doesn't matter if they've never seen anyone do it, they do this. So the arms up in the V, the chin is slightly lifted. They tend to be able to think more abstractly. So there are a lot of differences. They take more risks. There are a lot of differences between powerful and powerless people. Physiologically, there also are differences on 2 key hormones, testosterone, which is the dominance hormone, and cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So what we find is that high-power alpha males in primate hierarchies have high testosterone and low cortisol. And powerful and effective leaders also have high testosterone and low cortisol. So what does that mean? When you think about power, people tended to think only about testosterone because that was about dominance. But really, power is also about how you react to stress. So do you want the high-power leader that's dominant, high on testosterone, but really stress reactive? Probably not, right? You want the person who's powerful and assertive and dominant, but not very stress reactive, the person who's laid back. So
I'm basically creating these big, large stances in body language, or arms spread out instead of coming closed in. can improve our mood and can help regulate our hormones that obviously influence our mood. And smiling is one of them. But see, naturally smiling when we're in maybe a depressed or more sad or mellow mood can actually have an influence on our current state of mind. This has been psychologically studied. You can look it up. Basically, smiling, I can't remember the exact numbers, but smiling for, say, 20 to 30 seconds to 60 seconds can actually elevate your current mood if you are in a lower state. Try it out if you don't believe me. I've done it myself, and you maybe even you placebo yourself. But I think it can have a pretty large impact. Psychologist and philosopher William James actually corroborates what I just said. He says action seems to follow feeling, but really action and feeling go together. And by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. Thus, the sovereign voluntary path to cheerfulness, if our cheerfulness be lost, is to sit up cheerfully and to act and speak as if cheerfulness were already there. Everybody in the world is seeking happiness, and there is one sure way to find it, that is by controlling your thoughts. Happiness doesn't depend on outward conditions, it depends on inward conditions. It isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy, it is what you think about. For example, two people can do the exact same thing in the exact same place. Both may have the about equal amount of money, prestige, and power, yet one may be miserable and the other may be happy. Why? Why? Because of what's in your head. The difference is in your mental attitude. There's nothing inherently good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Shakespeare. Whenever you go outside, draw the chin in, carry the crown of the head high, and fill the lungs to the utmost. Drink in the sunshine, greet your friends with a smile, and put soul into every hand clasped. Do not fear being misunderstood, and do not waste a minute thinking about your enemies. Try to fix firmly in your mind what you would like to do, and then, without veering off direction, you will move straight to the goal. Keep your mind on the great and splendid things you would like to do, and then, as the days go gliding away, you will find yourself unconsciously seizing upon the opportunities that are required for the fulfillment of your desire. There's an old Chinese proverb that said, a man without a smiling face must not open a shop. Imagine if we applied that principle to ourselves. I'm not going outside unless I'm happy and I'm willing to greet the other people around me with a smile. Some people may think this is corny, man. Smile. Okay. Your smile isn't just a smile, it's a messenger of goodwill. Your smile can have the capacity to brighten the lives of all who see it. To someone who has seen a dozen people frown, scowl, or turn their faces away, your smile is like the sun breaking through the clouds. Especially when that someone is under pressure from the people around him. A smile can help him realize that all is not hopeless, that there is joy in the world. Now, an example of this is guys who don't have a lot of confidence in themselves, who are putting themselves in uncomfortable situations to approach other women. That's what, as a woman or as a guy, even the other way around, of course the other way around, as a woman who's trying to approach guys, whatever the situation is, your smile can be that break through the clouds. A dozen people may have brushed this guy or girl off before him or her, right? Your smile can be the one that makes it through and gives that person hope. I think it's that powerful. Nobody needs a smile so much as those who have none left to give. Principle 2, smile.